This fall, 10 of Swords will be coming your way, but until that happens we get to enjoy and prepare for the huge Mutant Marvel event by perusing and reading a bunch of new X-Men related comics tied to Jonathan Hickman's relaunch known as Dawn of X. Leading up to Dawn of X was House and Powers of X, two joint series that explain just how we got to the beginning of Dawn of X and the mutant nation of Krakoa, where all mutants are welcome no matter who they are, where they're from, or what they did before, as long as they love mutants. Actually, they don't even have to love mutants. I don't know if anyone got my Backstreet Boy reference there, but that's fine. They just have to agree to a few laws which apply to the entire mutant population of the nation and show up. In this new world that Hickman and this creative team have created, there are tons of amazing new series to check out. But if you're just diving in, you might be wondering which ones to prioritize. Where do you start? What should you read first? What is the best of the best? Don't panic. Don't worry, we've got you. Welcome back, Nerd Squad. Today on Top 10 Nerd, we are going to be taking a look at some of the greatest comics to come out of Dawn of X thus far. And there are a lot, so although we were only able to do a top 10 here, know that almost everything Dawn of X is worth your money and your time. These are just our top picks. As always, be sure to stick around to the end of this list where I will have some bonus content coming your way, this time in the form of honorable mentions. Now, let's get counting. Number 10, Excalibur. Excalibur is known for being one of the more complex series. It's more recommended for those fans who have a better sense of X-Men and mutant history. Those who have that foundation will likely enjoy the slower but sure boil of this plot, which ramps up more steadily in comparison to some of the other newer titles. Excalibur is filled with magic and whimsy, featuring some of your favorite but often underrated characters like Jubilee, Gambit, and of course Betsy Braddock, who takes up the mantle of Captain Britain, mixed in with the standard powerhouses of Apocalypse and Rogue. Though really, popular or not, this entire team is an epic and strong one. The art and colors have been described as both flashy, clean, and vibrant, helping to keep the through line of each issue clearer for readers. Tinny Howard writes, while Marcus Toe and Wilton Santos are responsible for the series art, and Eric Arciniega is on colors. Number 9. Hellions. What can I say about Hellions? It's just a really fun time. It's sort of like the X-Men's version of the Suicide Squad this time around, and features a very odd ragtag crew who are all not great at playing nice with each other, or really with anyone for that matter. With Psylocke as the team's reluctant leader slash handler, Mr. Sinister taking on the role of Suicide Squad's Amanda Waller, and Madeline Pryor aka the Goblin Queen stepping in as the team's first insanely powerful adversary, this series is shaping up to be quite the roller coaster ride of action, mayhem, and chaos. You'll want to keep your hands and feet inside at all times, by the way. You won't like it if Wild Child's Claws gets a hold of those. Art for Hellions is by Steven Segovia, with colors by David Curiel and writing by Zeb Wells. Number 8. Giant Size X-Men Nightcrawler. Goodness, these giant sizes have all been so interesting so far, with Nightcrawler being perhaps one of the strangest yet, though I wouldn't be surprised if Phantom X's giant size later ends up topping it for that weirdness factor. Nightcrawler is sent to investigate some mysterious going-ons at the X-Mansion, which has been abandoned. This issue has a sort of Stranger Things slash sci-fi detective type vibe to it that is really fun and features an odd mishmash of characters that all really play off each other in a very entertaining way. You can also tell with this issue that these giant sizes are giving us info that is definitely going to play into something much larger down the road. Hickman is building to something with these stories, and I don't think you're going to want to miss that. Giant Size Nightcrawler features art by Alan Davis with colors by Carlos Lopez. I love Carlos Lopez's colors actually. So good. Number 7. Cable. While young Cable usually isn't the more preferred between him and older Cable, he's the Cable that we have right now. And if there's anyone who could make you fall in love with him and his brilliant, usually big action scenes, it's artist and colorist Phil Noto, and his partner in crime, writer Gary Dugan. Cable only had its first issue released to rave reviews, even by reviewers who, like myself, prefer OG older gruff Cable to the younger one. Not only is Cable stunning thus far, but it's entertaining and a great read, especially for those who are just jumping in. It's fun and different, it shakes things up. The first issue also ends with a cliffhanger that I won't spoil, but that will definitely leave you desperate to get your hands on issue 2. So if you're picking up issue 1, you might want to pick up issue 2 at the same time if you're shopping on or after July 29th, which is when issue 2 is set to release. Number 6. X-Men. What is so great about this X-Men run and this entire relaunch really is both the acknowledgement of both growth for mutant kind as well as the entire mutant history. It's this acknowledgement that really sets the tone for the series and makes it a fun one to read, especially if you're a longtime fan of X-Men. There are lots of little things, bits of dialogue that take you back to moments you read and loved. It also acknowledges not just the good, but the bad, and some of the more ridiculous moments we've seen the members of the X-Men have. This series also introduces new standout and creative villains like Horticulture, a group of old ladies who are brilliant and powerful botanists who end up kicking the X-Men's butt. X-Men is written by Jonathan Hickman with a variety of artists and colorists involved, including R.B. Silva and Marte Gracia. Number 5. X-Force. One thing I've really enjoyed with a lot of the series is the new team lineups, and X-Force is another series and team that doesn't disappoint when it comes to giving us what we know, but adding in a fun little twist with its roster. This X-Force team is officially founded in issue 3 of the series and has been described by the Quiet Council as the mutant nation of Krakoa's CIA equivalent. But also, mutant organizations shouldn't be compared to human organizations. Except that they did. They did that for a moment. The team is assembled and later solidified following the assassination and resurrection of Professor X, and its primary members are Domino, Wolverine, and then it gets a little interesting with Sage, Jean Grey, Beast, and Kid Omega also being on the team. X-Force is written by Benjamin Percy with a variety of talented artists and colorists involved. Number 4. Wolverine. Most Wolverine series have been known for having solid writing and engaging storylines, and this newest series featuring everyone's favorite underdog is no exception. Not only is the artwork electric and vibrant with Adam Kubert on pencils and ink and Frank Martin doing colors, but the stories are also really compelling. The first issue comes with a B-side story featuring vampires, which was just super exciting, but the main story has more of a thriller murder mystery type feel to it, with Wolverine teaming up with CIA agent Jeff Bannister to find out who is behind the flower cartel, which is responsible for smuggling Krakoan flowers and turning them into a powerful hallucinogenic drug. Writing for all of the above is accredited to Benjamin Percy in this series. Number 3. Giant-Size X-Men Jean Grey and Emma Frost. This is probably going to be considered one of the most beautiful comics of the year, despite the fact that it came out in 2020. So this is one I would recommend everyone pick up, just because it's so freaking beautiful. If you can, get your hands on a physical copy. Personal opinion, I love digital comics, but with something this stunning, it's really better viewed actually on paper. The story is mostly told through imagery and involves Jean Grey and Emma Frost being forced to team up in order to try and help fellow mutant Aurora Monroe, aka Storm, who is unwell. They must venture into her mind in order to try and diagnose just what is wrong with their fellow colleague, Jean's best friend, and of course Emma's sometimes enemy. Our main man behind Dawn of X, Jonathan Hickman, is the writer behind this issue and all of the other giant-size X-Men issues, with art by Russell Dodderman and colors by one of the best colorists in the biz right now, Matthew Wilson. Number 2. New Mutants. Since their early days, the New Mutants team has always been known as being one of the weirdest and most bizarre when it comes to their members and the hijinks they usually got involved with. And I'm happy to say that this new series stays true to that feeling, with each issue internally being as brilliantly weird and trippy as its external cover. New Mutants is an adrenaline-filled joyride where all the rules are meant to be broken. So if you're ready to get weird, then this is the series for you. Writing credits go to Jonathan Hickman earlier on in the series, who has since passed on the torch to Ed Brisson, starting with issue 8, with art and colors by Rod Reese, before Marco Fiala, and later Flaviano Amontero took up ink and pencils, and Carlos Lopez took up colors beginning in issue 8. Number 1. Marauders. If you only end up getting into a single series from Dawn of X right now, if that for some reason is all you're willing to commit to, I would encourage you to pick up Marauders above all else. I would also encourage you to check out House and Powers of X if you haven't yet as well, just so you kind of get some background on what's happening. But even if you don't do that, Marauders is still a must read, and still a comic I think you can just jump right into without too much exposition really needed. The series is about a new team of Marauders. No, not the former evil team that you are familiar with if you are a longtime X-Men fan. This is Kitty Pryde, currently Kate Pryde's, team of basically mutant pirates who work for the interests of Krakoa with the Hellfire Trading Company to bring freedom to the oppressed oppressed mutants of the world. Thus far, Marauders has been a thrilling and cheeky page-turner of an adventure, with a variety of amazing artists including Matteo Lolli and Mario Del Panino, and Gary Dugan in the writer's seat. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. Are you reading anything from the Dawn of X line right now? What is your favorite new X-Men related comic if you are? Or are you more focused on Empire and what's going on with that Marvel event currently? Let us know in the comments below. For honorable mentions, I wanted to acknowledge Fallen Angels, which is a mini comic series featuring Kwannon, who ends up permanently taking on the name Psylocke and focuses on finding her own sense of self as she is now separate but informed by both her past and her weird and intense connection to Betsy Braddock, all while attempting to seek revenge after losing someone from her past and teaming up with X-23 and Young Cable to do so. And I wanted to get everyone hyped for X Factor, which is set to release on July 29th and is basically a mutant detective team that will be featuring one of my favorite mutant, usually C-listers, I-Boy. This series will also be written by Leo Williams. Yay! If you love all things mutant, be sure to show that love by giving this video a thumbs up and smashing that subscribe if you haven't already. This has been Top 10 Nerd and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you as always to stay nerdy, YouTube.